Recording. Hey, welcome back. Today we're going to be reacting to Mr. Sleepy on Nick Crowley's channel. I have seen this, but it was a long time ago, and to be completely honest, I was probably piss-faced drunk. So, fair enough. We'll do it again. And the only thing I remember was this was incredibly bizarre, and I would have never thought about it in a million years had I not seen this video. So I do reactions on here. I'm not a reaction channel. I just do whatever the hell I like. And I do like reacting to this stuff. So if you have any suggestions or anything, I will definitely do it. You know, if I like it, I'll do it. And this weird shit is fascinating. I don't like it, but it's fascinating. It's from like a scientific point of view. It's very interesting to me. So let's watch it. It's 24 minutes long. I will be pausing because I don't want to just sit there and be with my jaw hanging down or whatever. React, transform the content. So let's go. Okay. Oh, I gotta change the title too. Sorry. This is so fucked up. Oh God. I don't like shit to do with eyes anyway. That's probably the worst thing. Like just, I don't know. I don't like shit near my eyes or touching my eyes or little fucking glaucoma test that they give you. They puff that air in your eye.
This isn't what many of you may think. This is not a scene from some obscure horror movie. It's not a performance or some kind of art project. This is no ARG. What this is...
ARG, alternate reality game?
...is the beginning of a rabbit hole. It's the first step into a twisted world, hidden from the public eye in the very deepest depths of YouTube. A community whose dark practices have fallen through the cracks, unnoticed by most of the world for over a decade. Until today.
A decade.
Before we get too deep into this video is sponsored by Hunt a Killer.
I'm gonna watch his
favorite mystery game on the market. Hunt a Killer is a horror subscription game,
and I'm reacting.
Where you are given a box full of realistic evidence that you then use to solve a mystery. If you are into my kind of content, then I can safely say that this will be right up your alley. I mean, it's so immersive. It makes you feel like you are a legitimate detective.
That actually does look pretty cool. I wish I had friends to play it with.
Now, currently, Hunt a Killer has a Blair Witch themed box that has kept me hooked for hours during these boring days stuck at home. It is
Here's something. Question, comment below. Have you ever played a game like this? When I did have friends before my life Chernobyl, we used to play Werewolf. And I think that's kind of where the Among Us thing got their idea, except for it's a computer game. Werewolf is fun, though. Something called Secret Hitler, I think. Very similar. I don't know.
Really made for some of my favorite date nights these past few months. And right now you can go to huntakiller.com/Nick and use the code Nick for 20% off your first box. That is huntakiller.com/Nick with the code Nick. Thank you so much to Hunt a Killer for sponsoring this video and in turn allowing me to cover this dark topic.
Yeah. Because you know all of his channel or all of his videos get demonetized. You just know it, right? He's wading in those waters. Those taboo waters of YouTube.
October 26th, 2011. The day our story starts as the video Brie Eye Check Part 1 would be posted to YouTube, where it remains to this day. The clip serves as the inaugural video for a channel called Mr. Sleepy People and showcases what can best be described as a bizarre scene. In it, we see the cameraman film a couple sleeping in a small bed in what appears to be a basement or other windowless room. The man approaches quietly to the point where the camera is left just inches away from the woman's face, which then leads to the disturbing scene we watched earlier. The cameraman uses his free hand to pry open the girl's eye. At one point, he even touches the bare eye in a vigorous manner and then proceeds to open both of them simultaneously.
What the fuck is this? How did you even get that idea? And I still don't even believe it. I mean, I know it's true. Even seeing it, though, I don't believe it. But, God, like, who does this?
Simultaneously.
Who does it?
Before eventually releasing her eyes and turning off the camera. With all of this being done without waking either of the two sleeping people up.
That's the thing. How do they not wake up? Do they just not have, like, nerve senses in your eyelids to tell yourself to wake up? Like, can you feel your eyelid? I know I look like a goddamn idiot, but is it, if you put your finger over your eyelid, is that your eyelid feeling that, or is that the pressure that your finger is making on the eye itself that you're feeling? What the fuck
It's
ever?
a horrifying video, and one that leaves so many questions. But as the title states, this is merely part 1. And less than a month later, in November of 2011, Mr. Sleepy People would release part 2.
So,
Bree Sexy Eyes Part 2. A video that plays out virtually the same scene as before. The man approaches the sleeping couple and proceeds to play with the woman's sleeping eyes.
So this has got to be like the deep sleep portion of the sleep cycle. Off the top of my head, I don't remember everything, but I know there's, a back and forth between deep sleep and REM. REM is like when you're not, it's when you dream, but you're not in that deep sleep, whatever you want to call it, part of the chart or whatever. So it would be really fucked up if they were in REM sleep, but I think they would probably wake up at that point. I don't know though, and I don't really ever want to know.
The video features no description and no explanation as to what we are seeing on our screens, just the shocking footage and nothing else. And as strange and concerning as this all is, it only got darker when just a week later, part 3 would be posted.
Yeah, that's good. Drunk and
Passed out, part 3. Despite the first 2 videos not even reaching the 2.5-minute mark, this video was a whopping 9 minutes. The room is much darker this time, but the premise of the video stays the same. Just more of this person touching.
See, that one's even harder to believe. Again, it's real, but you would think like the light sensitivity would alert you in some way, shape, or form. I mean, you can tell when a light is on in a dark room, even with your eyes closed, if they're pointing the light right at you.
A lady named Bree's eyes. And to make matters worse, according to the title, not only was she sleeping, but she was also supposedly drunk and passed out at the time of filming this.
Even worse.
What have we stumbled upon?
That's gotta be illegal, right? Like, it has to be. Putting your hands on another person, but it's not like assault, or is it? I guess it would be. Fuck, I don't know. Never thought I'd like even have that idea to question in the first place.
What are these videos? Well, to understand this requires a deep dive into this Mr. Sleepy People channel. But for now, what I can say is that these videos are simply the beginning.
Gosh.
Concerning his videos on this lady named Bree, Mr. Sleepy People has 7 videos featuring her. 7 different videos of this man playing with this woman's sleeping eyes, while another person sleeps just inches away. It's one of the strangest things I've ever seen, and it doesn't end there. In fact, Mr. Sleepy People's channel has 38 videos following this same mold, with as many as 10 different women. 38 videos of him opening sleeping girls' eyes, all spread out evenly within the past 9 years, with his latest post coming back in January of 2020.
You would think 10 fucking people, somebody would have woken up, right? Like, just the sheer oddness and weirdness of it in the numbers. 10 people, like, I don't know, I'm not a biologist, but yeah.
Whatever it is that this man is doing, he has been doing it consistently for a very long time. And if there's one thing that is clear when watching these videos, is that whatever this is, he knows he's not supposed to be doing it. Every video shows him quietly sneaking around the rooms of these ladies in the dark, very obviously trying not to get caught. With perhaps the most obvious example of this coming from a video on March 7th of 2017, entitled Lovely Big Brown Eye Check 2. The video starts the same as all the others, but something happens in the closing seconds that gives us a disturbing glimpse into the mindset of Mr. Sleepy People. As he holds her eye open, the sleeping girl suddenly blinks, indicating that she is about to wake up. As this happens, we see him quickly jolt away in an obvious attempt to not get caught. It's a moment that to me confirms the idea that he is not supposed to be doing whatever it is he's doing.
Yeah.
Which this idea alone makes the entire channel all the more concerning, as it seems he's doing these bizarre behaviors to people who have no idea what's happening to them. And the things he has done in these videos go far beyond what I've shown you. For starters, he's not only doing this to unaware sleeping women, but as I mentioned before, he has also done this to what he claims to be drunk or passed out girls as well.
Yeah.
And that wasn't a one-off thing. Just going off the titles and some of his descriptions, he has seemingly victimized drunk women in the majority of these videos.
It's so fucking weird. Where does the seed of that idea come from? Like in college, in a fucking health class or something?
A disturbing fact that will come into play more as this mystery unfolds.
Yeah, the eyes.
Now, skimming through his catalog of videos, I noticed something off-putting in a video called Quick I Check, which was posted back in January of 2014. The video itself is creepy enough as usual, but the truly horrifying part to me comes in the description. There he writes, "Gave a quick eye check, didn't have much time to do it, which is no good. Her eyes were very beautiful and big, and also very tasty when I licked them and cleaned them for her while she was drunk asleep."
Jesus.
Now this to me was actually a turning point for this channel.
Why? Why'd you lick them? I don't understand. Do they teach people this in like a biology class in college or something? I mean, how would the, you always have to wonder like how the first person did something, like who got this idea? It's like, how did we get milk? Well, somebody had to drink milk out of a cow's udder. It's cow milk I'm talking about. Somebody had to be the first to do it and then report on it. Unless this guy is the first. But then again, how did the idea come to him if he didn't hear it from somewhere else or learn it? It's fucking weird. I don't know. This shit makes my brain hurt.
I couldn't help but feel like this was an indication that the whole channel is some kind of weird art project. After all, licking eyes is clearly disturbing, and this just sounds like someone trying to be very dark and very edgy. Especially given the fact that he didn't actually...
I don't know. That's a good point. I don't think they would get pink eye from doing that. Getting pink eye is as nasty as it sounds. You get it from fecal matter entering your eye. It's like your shit poisons your eye or releases bacteria into... I've had pink eye when I was really small. Awful. But I don't know. I don't know. Is he like farting in their faces while he lifts up their eye? Who knows? Could be. Then she would get pink eye.
Actually do this on camera. He only talked about it. It really made me think that this was all somehow faked.
Yeah.
But this wasn't the case. October 26th, 2016, Mr. Sleepy People posts a 15-second clip entitled Quick Sleepy Eye Check, Lick. And I think many of you know where this is headed.
Well, I gotta guess. Bruh. He's moving it around.
It's a clip that truly left me speechless. What kind of rabbit hole is this? But as twisted as this video was,
that just is more. It's more. It's not just the sense of somebody touching it or a light coming on or a flashlight in a dark room. This is like literally just poking the eyeball and applying pressure all around the surface of the eye. Is deep sleep that fucking powerful?
it did solidify something for me, that this channel is real. I mean, no matter how good of an actor you are, no one would be able to fake this. It is human nature to shut your eyes if something even comes near them. So even for the sake of acting, no one would be able to sit through this.
It's definitely
so it almost
real.
has to be real. And he's been doing this for so long. So not only is this not fake, but this man seems to love what he's doing. Now, as I mentioned before, it's a channel that leaves so many questions, but something I was shocked about was how these women weren't waking up when this was happening to them.
Yes, thank you.
A quick Google search revealed that once you enter deep stages of sleep, your eyes can actually be opened without you waking up, as you can't actually see when your brain is sleeping. This is given the fact that all your eyes really do is reflect light. It's your brain that has to interpret that into sight. And so, as surprising as it may seem, many deep sleepers would actually just sleep right through this, especially if that person sleeping is drunk and passed out. And for the most part, when he touches and moves these eyes around, these girls tend to have contact lenses in, meaning that they likely wouldn't feel much of anything. Plus, one of the girls he frequently does this to is, according to his description, partially blind. So as crazy as this all seems, the fact that they are not waking up is actually easily explained.
But this can only
be done during specific stages of sleep, which leads to an off-putting thought that this Mr. Sleepy People has to know which stages of sleep these women are in before performing these acts.
Right. That's what I said.
Meaning that he likely has to be waiting and watching as they sleep before actually going in and doing this stuff. It is a horrifying thought, but it almost has to be true, given the fact that he never actually gets caught, so clearly he knows what he's doing. Now, another burning question that I was left with was, who are these women?
Another thing, though, is, like, everyone sleeps different. How does he know that they're not going to wake up? Like, I'm a very light sleeper sometimes, or heavy sleeper. I kind of flip-flop back and forth. I think everyone's a little bit different. So, I don't know. There's not like a consistent like time schedule. You can be like, oh, they went to bed, blah, blah, blah. And an hour later, let's go and fucking, let's go and lick their eyeball. Because that's what people do, apparently.
How did he have access to what appeared to have been 10 plus separate girls over the course of 9 years? Well, judging by his first few videos, this Bree girl is sleeping with another man in what appears to be a basement, and the same is true with other girls throughout the channel. So there is a possibility that he is sneaking into homes and doing this. But I have a much more likely explanation.
Like a roommate?
Roommates. I think it's very possible that this person is simply living with other men, and they have their girlfriends sleep over occasionally, to which Mr. Sleepy People then records. He would know their sleeping patterns, and he could check on them without being suspicious, because he lives there too.
I mean,
it's just so unlikely that he would sneak into different homes so consistently without detection, and it would make a lot more sense if this was happening in his own home. It also seems likely, especially in more recent videos, that the women featured are perhaps in a relationship with him, as he seems to be more touchy, even holding them against his chest in some videos, with him having even admitted in one of the descriptions that the girl shown in the video was a friend. So we have a good guess as to a few things at this point. We can assume that this is very real, given the legitimate touching and licking. We can assume that this person isn't supposed to be doing this, as he is constantly sneaking around. Meanwhile, it's likely that these girls have no idea this is even being done. And we can assume that the majority of these girls are likely this man's roommates, girlfriends, or just hookups. But we still don't know the answer to what may very well be the biggest question posed here. What is the point of this content? What are we actually watching here? And why is it on YouTube? Well, having dove into this topic, the best answer I can give is that this is some kind of fetish, an idea that may be confirmed by Mr. Sleepy People's comment section.
People do
now,
weird
I think most
shit.
people who would watch something like this would be incredibly confused and terrified. And I think it would be safe to assume that videos like this would receive a lot of dislikes and negative comments, just given how twisted it all seems. But surprisingly, this isn't the case. Despite a modest subscriber count of over 2,000 people over the course of his 38 videos,
I do not like his profile
Mr. Sleepy
picture.
People has amassed 1.7 million views, with almost every video reaching at least 10,000 views. And these videos are extremely well received, with most averaging a 90% like to dislike ratio. And this ratio and these view counts are not caused by bots or spam. He has a disturbingly active and very passionate comment section.
There's a bunch of fucking weird groups out there, like the people that like to abuse baby monkeys. I still don't get that. I don't understand. And I know Nick Crowley, it's either Nick Crowley or Wendigoon has talked about that. I think it was Crowley though. It could have been Nexpo as well. I don't get the fucking fetish shit. I just don't.
On nearly every video he posts, with comments like, "Such a hot nose, you should do a nose nostril check too. Try to play with her nose next time. If you're feeling dirty, go inside too, that would be fun. Get some mouth play when she snores. Wonderful, the beauty of the sleeping female. Relaxed face expressions, calm soft breathing, body limpness, complete unawareness. After she went out, how long did you wait to start filming?
So fucking
yes,
weird.
The lower eyelids again. More. My wife passes out like this every night, lol. I love messing with her eyes, mouth, and feet."
See, it's kind of shit. I cannot believe that they are not trolls. I can't do it. Because there's or Gen Z people. I don't get the Gen Z humor. It's like lol random shit. And it feels to me, because it's so fucking weird and out of the ordinary, that all the Gen Z people have come together in some way and decided that whenever they see something weird or annoying, they're going to pretend to be part of that group I don't know why, for the lulz or something, right? I just cannot believe there are that many people out there to form a community like this. It has to be some sort of Gen Z trolling or something. My mind cannot think of anything else. And it's like this with a bunch of somebody will post something really goddamn random, and there'll be 1,000 people like, haha, oh yeah, and then they'll post random shit, and I have no clue what the thread of the thought is, or what's the train of thought, or whatever. I just don't understand it. It's like everyone is in on this weird fucking joke, and they just post random shit. I can't make heads or tails of it. Does anyone else feel that? Sorry, my voice is going hoarse. Anyone else feel that way? Just a bunch of random shit and everybody's into it?
Should I have stripped her down? If she's that drunk,
Sorry.
you should do more. Good vid, though. Interesting that you have a girl this drunk, and all you do is hold her eye open. My GF wouldn't mind me doing that to her, I'm sure. What the hell is this? And this is just a small sample size. The channel is filled with comments just like these, with people who are loving the videos and want this person to do even more. And based off of the way these comments are worded, saying to strip her down, begging for more videos, using phrases like hot and sexy, while asking to see feet and mouth play, it reveals what could previously only be assumed, that these videos are meant to be sexual. At least to these people in this community, they get off to this strange practice. And in many ways, it seems like these commenters are almost living their fantasies through this Mr. Sleepy People account, just like many do when they watch pornography, as they are sending in requests in incredibly desperate manners, perhaps indicating that they can't do this in their real life, but they can have this guy do it for them and film it. It just...
I just refuse to believe it. It's some kind of fucking inside joke where a person clicks on the video, gets what's going on, and pretends to be part of it as if it were a joke. I'm sorry, I know I said that already, but that's what it has to be. That humanity is not this fucking weird. Maybe we are. Fuck, I don't know. Humanity is really fucking weird.
Keeps getting stranger.
I don't know.
But as I said before, this is a rabbit hole, one that plummets to the very depths of this site, and Mr. Sleepy People is just the start. As when you search up iChecks and look at his subscription list, you find dozens of channels with hundreds of videos of this same practice. One of these channels, OSMKZHS, dates all the way back a full decade, and features just 5 grainy videos of sleeping women having their faces manipulated by a man behind the camera. And though it isn't active today, the fact that this channel was prevalent so long ago shows us that this fetish style of video is nothing new, and it is still
I know a lot of crazy shit, and it's baffling to me that I've never once come across this until now, me being 36. It's baffling that I haven't heard of anything like this. Not that I like it, I think it's fucking weird as shit, but you'd think that I would have heard about this fetish or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Prevalent to this day, as evident by a channel called REM Sleeper. The channel is just 3 weeks old, but in that time, it has already posted 20 videos, many of which being done on what he describes as drunk girls. And it's shocking the number of views that all of these accounts are pulling, and again, all positive comments. This is no small community that is watching these videos. This is a fairly large group lusting over sleeping women being touched in various ways. And this is only what we're seeing on YouTube.
That's what I said.
As it turns out, there is also what appears to be a black market-like trade of these videos. That's all happening behind the scenes, a fact that is proved within the comments of many of these videos, with people asking if they want to trade personal clips, even sharing emails and phone numbers, so they can trade their own videos behind the scenes. Something that I can only assume is being done because these people don't have permission to be filming these girls in their personal videos, so they don't want to post them onto YouTube to avoid being caught. This also may be done because these videos could be even more graphic, to the point where they wouldn't be allowed on YouTube. It's also important to note that every single person commenting on these videos and posting their own videos are men. And every one of these eye checks are done on women, leading me to believe that this isn't just about the eyes. It's just as much the sleeping or drunk girl, which makes this next discovery all the more concerning.
It's like the ultimate violation. You know, when somebody gets violated, like you have this feeling, this like weird, unclean feeling, like and somebody breaks into your car or does something bad to you, but you know it's happening. But this, they don't even know what's happening, which is just adds so much more awfulness to it because they have no idea.
It seems that every channel that posts or comments on these videos has their own playlists. And these playlists link to thousands of other videos in this genre, showing us just how widespread this is. I mean, there's a channel called Have to Be Gone that has a playlist with 667 videos in it, most of which featuring passed out women being messed with while they sleep. And these videos can be far more graphic than we've seen, with some showing old film reels of actual dead female bodies, and others showing videos of women having seizures.
Oh my God.
All of this is being fetishized. But though the graphicness and the sheer number of these videos that are out there is shocking, there is something else very strange that you can find in these playlists. The topic of hypnosis. It is something that is sprinkled within many of these playlists, as there are often videos that show women being hypnotized, and some of these are actual tutorials of how to hypnotize people to the point where they can't move and are completely unaware, thus giving you total control. It seems that these people are...
I don't know what I think about hypnosis. I think it's a bunch of bullshit, but also it's got an aspect to it that's real, but even I don't know. I don't believe that I could ever get hypnotized, but maybe people can. Maybe if you're allowing yourself to do that, I don't know. Still feels like a lot of bullshit to me, but I don't know one way or the other.
Are into the idea of hypnotizing women, as women being asleep and unaware is such a large part of this fetish. And it's even possible they may be trying to learn this trade in order to more fully control these women, so that they can use them at their will. Now, I try not to be a person who judges others, especially when it comes to sexual preference. But if you think about this fetish as a whole, it is inherently problematic. These videos show women who are unaware, drunk, sleeping, and potentially even hypnotized in some. And something that all of these things have in common is that it makes it impossible for these women to consent.
Exactly, that's what I just said.
You can't say no to something that you don't even know is happening.
Exactly
what
I said.
These acts are sexual in the minds of the people consuming and making this content. So therefore, their actions should be considered sexual as well, given the fact that it's their intention. And to me, this appears to be the basis of this fetish. I think they like the idea of messing with a girl who has no control, and who certainly can't say no. This is why these girls are always sleeping and drunk, and it also explains why hypnosis videos, seizure videos, and even clips of dead women
The seizure shit is fucking awful.
are in these playlists.
Awful.
It all shows girls who have no control over their bodies. It is just so twisted, as this whole fetish centers around a lack of consent. These girls don't know they're being filmed. They don't know they're being touched like this. And even if on the off chance they did agree to this beforehand, consent happens in the moment. It can't be given beforehand. Also, consent can't be given when you're drunk anyway. This fetish is twisted, and in every way possible, it is just wrong. And with that in mind, I want to close with the most disturbing part of this all.
Of course you do.
Kids.
Man, no, I don't want to fucking watch this.
8 years ago, Mr. Sleepy People would post a...
I don't want to watch this shit, but you have to. You have to watch fucked up shit to know what's out there. Always said that.
Video entitled REM Little Sis, and the video shows what clearly seems to be a child sleeping. For the man behind this and all of his followers, this is a sexualized video. They watch this like pornography, and it's not only of his sister, but his underaged sister, a literal child. And unfortunately, there are multiple examples of this hidden within these endless playlists. These people are not only sexualizing unconsenting adults, but they are sexualizing sleeping children. And if that isn't bad enough, they then post those videos online for people to get off to. It just doesn't get any more screwed up than this. And I want you all to keep in mind that these women and children almost certainly have no idea that right now as we speak, people are viewing videos of them being toyed with in their sleep.
Yeah, that's also fucked up.
For thousands of people on the internet to watch in a sexual way. So it's clear that this community should not be allowed to exist here on YouTube. But the scary part is that on the off chance YouTube does actually terminate these accounts, they can do nothing to stop the behind the scenes trading of these videos. And if
whatever videos that you ever see, like concerning anyone or concerning a particular group of people, it's just a very tip of the iceberg.
This is the kind of stuff that they feel comfortable sharing. Well, I can only imagine the sickening things that are shown in those clips. I want to give a huge thank you to my gold tier patrons and of course my god tier patrons.
Alright,
Sub to Micro O, Tracy Volp, Alfred.
That's 2 reactions on stream. I do stream every day. You should totally follow me. I have 129 subs now. Gotta get that up there. Yeah, this was a really fucking weird video. I don't like it. But I don't know. I've never even thought about it though. Like I've never even had that thought. I'm very interested in like the genesis of where that thought came from. Just as, again, as a scientist, all this shit, I don't like anything having to do with eyeballs. I just do not like that. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to leave it there. If you have anything else you want me to react to, comment down below. I actually do read and respond to every comment, or I try to anyway. But anyway, yep, that'll be it for me. Do all the YouTube stuff. I appreciate it, and I will see y'all later. Take it easy.